Welcome to the rather accelerated season finale of this third season of the player career here at Burnley as we start today. But we might not well be at Burnley by the next time you see us. There will be the vote link in the chat, but don't go and vote yet. Make sure you watch the full video because we'll show you all of the ins and outs of the squads that are available for us to potentially move to so you can make an informed decision. As ever, you will be able to vote for as many of the clubs as you wish when the time comes. But for now, we have a couple of games left at Burnley to try and hopefully seal them some sort of European football for next season. There are still some games in hand to be played with other clubs, and we do actually have a week until the next game against Manchester United, so we will advance there now. Of course, on the back of our 3-month injury with our broken toe, unfortunately, we are on the bench at present for our squad scenario here, which isn't great. I can actually use those skill points. They are available to me. We ran out of skill points in the last episode. Or the episode before that, I think, actually. So now, whenever we get skill points, I'm able to add them on. But we will wait until perhaps after the Brighton game to do so. But we can make ourselves slightly better before the end of the season. I will train just to see if I can get myself a little bit more time on the pitch. Obviously, at present, when you're right at the bottom of the sub-manager favour, you really tend to only get less than 10 minutes on the pitch, really. But if we could be just a little bit higher, we could maybe give ourselves 15 minutes. The manager might even be generous enough to give us 20 minutes. But everyone else should have played their 36th match day now, and they have. So we're on 57. Man United are on 57. Newcastle are on 60. And West Ham 61. All of them catchable. Goal difference very much not in our favour for West Ham. We could, in theory, catch Liverpool, but let's be honest, our goal difference isn't going to have a 25-goal swing, is it? Sorry, Spurs, not Liverpool, but it's not going to have a 25-goal swing. Liverpool are in third. City top of the table and have won the Championship at this stage. With regards to the bottom of the table, just to give you a picture, Norwich have 15 points, so they're going straight back down again. Bournemouth have 31. Brighton have 33. Leeds on 35, so 2 of those 3 will get relegated along with Norwich, but which we don't yet know. So, how long am I going to get on the pitch for Manchester United? Coming on at right mid, Burkhardt's missed a penalty. It's 1-1 here. I've got 8 minutes. 8 minutes to try and get a win to push Burnley into a better potential European position. Drop the video a like if you're enjoying this save. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out on the next season. Where we'll be decided in due course, but like I say, don't vote yet. Wait until you've seen all of the scenarios and all the contracts that are available to us, and then make your decision. Right, Man United first. This is a biggie. Coming on for Drea, who want 1 interception and to regain possession twice. I don't really know if I'm going to be able to do either of those, but we have an offensive corner here at the beginning of our time on the pitch, although Mazraoui's done well to win the header, and Isi will look to bring it clear with Bruno. I'm playing at right mid for this one rather than in my more usual cam spot. I have been okay at right mid though, traditionally in this save. Not as influential as I have been in other positions, but not terrible. And we'll try and put together a decent personal performance here as well, although Sigankov has cut that out rather nicely. So I was trying to get it through the gap. Put some pressure on the Man United backline and see if we can't force the issue to get ourselves the ball back again. In fact, I could show you with the spreadsheet how many games I've had at right mid. You can see here my positional list, all the games I've played. This will be my 14th game at right mid. And I average... Actually, I thought I'd been a bit better at right mid. Turns out right mid is my weakest position. Who knew? I genuinely thought I'd been quite decent at right mid, but apparently I haven't. And with regards to goal contributions, to be fair, yeah, look, 2 goals, 2 assists from right mid. So 4 contributions in 14 games genuinely isn't that bad, I don't think. But evidently I would be better if I were at cam or even right centre mid. Well, that was Inter Miami when we were pushing forward a lot and effectively playing as a cam. At left centre mid, not anywhere near as involved, shall we say. So I'll try, but it is Man United, and I do only have 6 minutes left, so I can't guarantee much. Coming back this way? Yes, sir. Forward looking for Burkhardt. under control well. Spins brilliantly. Jonathan Burkhardt from range! Oh my goodness. Bayendir is the man in goal. And, well, he's not lacking for confidence, is he, Mr. Burkhardt? He might have missed a penalty earlier in the game, but he fancies himself. That could have been a fantastic ping. In the end, it's not. Sambo is going to have it. And Masengo, well, was going to bring it clear, but he's found himself tackled. And now Rashford finds Xerxes, and Xerxes, thankfully, does not score. Otherwise, that would have been death to any European hopes for Burnley for next season. As it stands, there still may be the chance, although we probably need a win from this game. Tolkien has won that back off me annoyingly, and unfortunately, Man United have the ball back again. Not having a great time on the pitch so far. I have won the ball back a couple of times already. Xerxes hits the bloody woodwork, and it was very nearly 2-1 Man United. Luckily for us, it's not, but that was nearly, again, the death of any sort of European football for Burnley for next season. Telling me to transition to position, which, to be fair, I am well out of position as a right mid, but I just want to be involved. I want to try and force the ball forward and get us the chance to win the game. But it's not going to happen, is it? I tried. I failed miserably. I can't catch Marcus Rashford here either. Thought I'd gotten a toe in there. I didn't. I'm on a 5.9. That's not gone well at all. We're certainly not going to be returning to the Burnley starting lineup anytime soon. Even if we stay here for next season, which is unlikely, I would imagine, given the nature of the clubs that are in for me. But still a possibility, of course. It will be on the vote. I imagine you guys will be voting for me to go elsewhere. But at the minute, I'm not deserving of a starting spot based on the performance in this brief cameo. We are going to get ourselves, at least I hope anyway, we should do now that we've intercepted that. We are going to get ourselves a draw from this, a point, which might keep European dreams alive, but we are definitely going to have to rely on results elsewhere. -5 to my manager favour. I got one of the objectives, which was regain possession twice. I did that 3 times, but none of those regaining of possessions were interceptions. They were just tackles, unfortunately. A full week between now and the Brighton game. Saying low match performance, but I'll commit to improving. Obviously, I am going to have to be better. Got a message from my agent as well. Oh, it's mainly because I was shit, unfortunately. The summer break objective or task will be available to me before the next game. We've got 1 day before that's available. Heading towards the game against Brighton. Now, we should see the league table before we head into this final day, so we can see if anyone's actually been relegated or not. And if we do or do not, stand a chance of reaching those European spots now. I'll quickly do the summer break. Visit a club community project is what we shall do. If we are to leave Burnley, at least we can do something for the community in the meantime. Right, standings. We're 8th. Can we get any higher than 8th? Potentially. We're 2 points behind Newcastle. We could very much still finish in 6th with Burnley, with a chance of European football for the club. At the bottom end of the table, wow, Brighton and Bournemouth are now relegated. Brighton already down as we now travel to the Amex to play them on the final day. Nothing for them to play for, everything for us to play for, and we're winning as I come off the bench. 2-1 up, thanks to Hannibal and Jonathan Burkhardt. Okay, well, we're already in a winning position. We do need to rely on other results. Man United and Newcastle could hopefully both lose or draw at best. Hopefully lose, but coming on at right mid again, and I am going to have to be better at right mid this time. Off the bench again for Benson this time. Drea occasionally gets the start at right mid, but Benson is the go-to. 10% dribble success rate, comfortably doable. 10% cross success rate, doable if we get the ball in the wide position, but we'll look to boost that. I don't know as a corner actually counts as a cross success rate, but I'm on the corner, and Murato reached it. Did it count as a cross? I don't think they do. It hasn't, unfortunately. Actually, one thing I do need to do is say thank you to you guys on the board behind me for your support in the comment section of the last couple of episodes. Junior Sue, Sisfi and Jordan Curley. Thank you very much, lads, for your continued support on stream and in the videos. In the comment section, do keep those comments coming. Let me know, in fact, in the comment section, once you've done it, where you're voting. Obviously, don't vote yet, as we say. There's plenty to be decided upon between now and that opportunity when it comes. Trying to squeeze a shot away, but unfortunately it's blocked well by the defender. Nice tackle though, we've won it back. He's going to find me. Masengo. Going to try and go one way, spin the other, and then play Burkhardt in, and that hasn't worked at all. Continually, not being that good at right mid, apparently. But I will try and get better. Masengo to Burkhardt. I'll drift wide here, and I might have the opportunity to get across in an accurate. He's come short, actually, Burkhardt. That's kind of annoying. I'll go back here. Make sure we keep the play alive. Cullen. Masengo could look for me. And over the top could be Jonathan Burkhardt. Oh, he stretched, but he couldn't quite get to the loose ball. I think he was onside, and if his legs were a couple of inches longer, he might have gotten us an assist and guaranteed the victory. Burkhardt's gone and won that back. We might yet guarantee the victory. Here's Tresor. We won't, because he's offside. He's missed the ball. Nice try by Masengo to try and get the ball back for Burnley Football Club. Here's O'Reilly spinning well. And Baleba. Hannibal's won it back. Get Burkhardt on the move. Play him in. I'll run off him. There's two of us over here now. Hannibal going to come back my way. I just not quite got the close control to get that under control and then spin away. Do need to make improvements to my guys' ball control and dribbling if we're to be able to be that precise with the way that we play the ball around. That's not quite going to reach Jonathan Burkhardt here. Kevin Danso did pick up a knock for them earlier in the game when we came on, but he's clearly shaken that off. Well, we've been very positive thinking, getting the ball forward, having chances nearly created, but not actually having that final opportunity. There is an offside in there as well. Looks like we're going to get the victory, and Burnley are going to do everything we can do here to get a European spot, but still relying on those other results in other games. Brighton already relegated and looking like they're going to lose on the final day. It's not a happy time to be a Brighton fan at this particular moment in time. Their fantastic form in the Premier League in real life over the past few years has unfortunately deserted them this season. Look for Burkhardt, couldn't quite get it to him and then couldn't turn away from Danso. Just that little bit of quality missing at the moment, but that's probably due to a lack of confidence, a lack of form, and in general, still recovering from a broken toe. Here's Lopez into Solly March. They could yet equalise. They won't. Shot blocked. They will get the corner though. They could do it. The crowd are roaring, but there's not anything on the line for them, so game hasn't really taken that into account, and they don't score. Shot straight at Junior. Well, Burnley 2, Brighton 1 is the final result. I certainly could have had more of an impact than I did. Was more influential in this one than it was the Man United one, but again, needs a little bit of work if I'm to find my way back into the Burnley starting lineup for next season if we stay. And of course, the if is going to be decided upon by you guys now. We'll have a full season roundup, and then we'll have the opportunity to see where we might be moving. Minus 15 with a manager favour this time, even though I played slightly better, got a better match result. Oh, sorry, match rating. Not enough. Right, what were the other results? Were they enough? Player of the season? Surely not. Surely, well, I guess Burnley player of the season. It's not going to be the Premier League's player of the season, is it? It's also not me. Nicholas Füllkrug. I don't know if I've ever seen a player of the season award that's been given to someone that isn't the user. Maybe because I've tended to always win the player of the season award. I don't know. Congratulations, Nicholas Füllkrug. He's won player of the season in the Premier League this year. GG, sir. Who does he play for at the minute? Is it still West Ham? Yeah, 18 goals for Nicholas Füllkrug, 20 for Foden and Haaland. We'll give you a full season roundup in a minute. Question is, where did Burnley finish? At this moment in time, I don't actually know. So a full season roundup then for this particular save at the moment. And then we'll have a look at our own journey after that. Unfortunately, despite winning, being level on points with Man United and Newcastle, it is 8th only for Burnley. No European football, despite levelling on 61 points. Newcastle drew on the final day, and sadly, Burnley were not able to overcome them. Newcastle. Who did they play? Where are you? Newcastle. Why can't I? I'm dying. No, Newcastle 2, Chelsea 2. There you go. And Man United's game was a 1-0 win against Manchester City. So that's huge for them. That got them the 6th spot ahead of Newcastle there, that victory. So congratulations to them. Congratulations to City for winning the league. And we know what the relegation picture looked like because, well, it was already done and dusted before we played that final round of the season against Brighton. In the FA Cup, Liverpool beat City by 2-0. In the Carabao Cup, Newcastle beat Man United by 2-1. That was pre-season. That's not a problem. In the Champions League, wow. No, that's UEFA Super Cup. Lazio 2, Real Madrid 3. In the Champions League, Real Madrid won it again. Bloody hell. Real Madrid 1, Manchester City 0. In the Europa League, it's Monaco 2, Chelsea 1. Chelsea with the opportunity to get Champions League football despite finishing 10th in the Premier League last season. And, well, they ballsed it up because they lost to Monaco. In the Conference League, it's Roma again against Panathinaikos. And in this is the World Cup one, isn't it? In 2026. So far, it's going well for Spain. England top of their group as well, with New Zealand, the USA and Northern Ireland in there as well. Of course, no African sides in FC25, unfortunately. So it's a bit of a shit World Cup, to be completely honest. But regardless, GG's. With regards to player stats for the Premier League this season, Phil Foden got the golden boot ahead of Erling Haaland, or they'll share it really. 20 goals played in 38 games apiece. They each played every single fixture for Manchester City. Full Crew player of the season came third. Our top goal scorer was Eddie Nketiah with 14. I was there with 11. I actually wonder whether I scored more than 11 this season because of some of the games that got delayed. Or some of the games. No, the Plymouth was last season, wasn't it? I got 13 goals this year, as you can see there. 13 goals and 9 assists, bringing my Burnley total to 31 goals and 20 assists in 85 games. My Premier League tally so far is 11 goals and 9 assists. So, yeah, it is correct there in game that we got 11 goals and 20 contributions in 28 games. It's not bad, you know. It's really not bad at all. With regards to the creativity, it's because one of the assists came from me winning a penalty, which the game wouldn't have given me, but obviously we do give ourselves that because it would happen in real life. Manor Solomon wins the Silver Boot for being the most creative player. We kind of dubbed that the Silver Boot. And then clean sheet-wise was Svila with 13. Congratulations to him. I actually didn't pick up many cards this season, thankfully, so I'm not bad there. With regards to the other leagues, and this might well be important for some of the other clubs that are in for us, of course. In the Championship, Nottingham Forest promoted back to the Premier League with 100 points. Southampton will join them too. Then one of Luton, Sheffield United, Bristol City or Swansea will be up to the Premier League via the playoffs. Bolton, Derby and Bristol Rovers relegated back down to League One. In League One, Middlesbrough and Watford, surprise 2 relegated to the League One last season, but down they went and back up they come rather emphatically with 103 and 101 points. Huddersfield, Oxford, Charlton and Peterborough in the playoffs to potentially go up to the Championship. Cambridge relegated. Shit. 23rd for Cambridge, 24th for Notts County, 22nd for Shrewsbury and Stockport go down as well. Oof. Northampton, Walsall and Exeter promoted from League 2 up to League 1. Fleetwood, Gillingham, Bradford and Wimbledon will battle it out for a playoff spot. And were it in the game, Salford and Bromley would have been relegated down to the National League. In League, it's Monaco from PSG. So congratulations to the Monegasques. They won the Europa League and they won Ligue 1, which is a fantastic showing for them. Lens in third there, actually. Nice only 6th. Marseille only 7th. Really poor from some of the big sides in France there. In the Bundesliga, it's Bayern from Borussia, from Leverkusen, from Leipzig. Then Stuttgart and Frankfurt. Any big sides further down there that you would have expected it to be slightly high? Not really. Nope, not really. Everything kind of as you might have expected it in Germany. The bigger 3 in the top 3. In Serie A, it was Inter, but actually, what's the Italian Women's League isn't in there. So yeah, Serie A, any leave? Inter from Juventus, from Lazio, from Napoli, Roma 5th, and Atalanta 6th. AC Milan 7th only. That is poor from them. In the Eredivisie, it's PSV from Ajax from Feyenoord. In Portugal, it's Braga from Benfica. Braga win the league in Portugal by a point ahead of Benfica. Congratulations to Braga. In Scotland, Celtic from Rangers. Quite a gap there. And in La Liga, Real Madrid from Barcelona, from Sevilla, from Athletic Club de Bilbao, and Atletico Madrid are Europa League only. Something to bear in mind when we have a look at the voting in the not too distant future. So that's how the season ends for us and for everyone else. In fact, let me show you my and the club's stats through here. So for Burnley, 11 goals, 8 assists, 9 assists technically, 7.49 average rating in the Premier League, an 8.83 in the Carabao Cup with 2 goals in 3 appearances, and an 8.1 in the FA Cup despite not getting a goal or an assist. So top goal scorer for the club, Eddie Nketiah, by 1 ahead of me, and I was the most creative player for the club with 8. Good season. I mean, overall, despite the injury, it's a good season. I do have the opportunity actually to use these 3 skill points, and I did say I wanted to try and improve my dribbling. Ball control. Ball control of 77 is where I'm being let down at the minute. Yes, my dribbling is very good, but the ball control is what's killing me right now, and it's the ball control that I need. And I'm not going to get any without putting skill moves on first, and I don't have enough to put the ball control on once we get there. So I'll go for the 4-star skills so that I can then move to ball control. That's really a big point of my improvement that needs to be done. 77 is not a good enough stat there for me, really, I don't think. So, now then. First things first, actually, I need to go into the pass and go save and ensure that we get those. Like, I'm going to artificially do the pass and goes so that we guarantee the contract from another club, because it doesn't register them properly when you play as just the player rather than the team. So I'll go and do that, and then we can show you the vote. BRB. Option 1 on the vote, then, is to stay at Burnley. It's obviously not, I imagine, the ideal thing, not the thing that I'm expecting you guys to vote for, but by all means, if you would like me to stay at Burnley, the offer is there. They've offered me £104,720 a week, which is a lot of money, on a 2-year deal to extend my offer, or my contract here at the club. We, of course, signed a 2-year deal when we first signed, and, well, we've been here 2 years, got promotion, haven't gotten European football, but have now managed to establish ourselves as a Premier League club and as a Premier League player. And if you would like me to stay in the Premier League, then Burnley is the only opportunity for that to happen. So a 3rd season at Burnley is an option. Of course, you know what the squad looks like. We anticipate that the manager will sign and improve the squad and hopefully not sell some of our better players as well throughout the course of the upcoming new season. But I will give you a quick look at the squad just to refresh your memory as it stands. So, of course, I am the starting Cam at 82 rated. I'm the highest player at the club. Junior and Burkhardt have grown to 80 rated. So Junior will start in goal ahead of Svilar next season, you would imagine. Morato's still 79. Eddie Nketiah still 79. Drea's still 78. Esteve and Tresor still where they were. A little bit of growth. It's obviously not a great squad. It's a squad that has been growing, but it's still not a squad that's sensational. But there is, of course, Premier League football available. And if you feel like we have unfinished business at Burnley based on my injury last season, then by all means, vote for me to stay. You do have, however, 2 more options available to you. The first being, the second option being Benfica of Portugal. We're able to get 81 successful pass and goes with kind of artificially boosting that. You physically can't do successful pass and goes when playing as just the player the way that we do. The way that you do that and get those successful pass and goes is you have to play as the team, and then using a teammate, pass the ball to your guy by pressing LB and A or L1 and X on PlayStation, and then return the ball with your guy to the person that did the pass and go to you. That's how you get the successful pass and goes. Obviously, it's impossible to do that playing as just your guy because you need the AI-controlled guy to have passed the ball to you as a pass and go, which they don't do. So I needed to artificially do that. But because we were able to get the passing rate and the appearances, I was happy to artificially do that one because it's physically impossible and we would have done it throughout the course of our season at Burnley. So Benfica are the next option. Now, of course, we saw earlier on that they finished second in the Portuguese league. Braga were successful in winning that title, but they were still in the Champions League. A 2-year deal at Benfica as well, £45,000 a week. Obviously, the finances aren't necessarily part of the decision, really, because I can't do anything with them. But if they're part of the decision for you, then that's less than half what Burnley would be offering to stay in the Premier League. Now then, what does their squad look like? So the squad at Benfica, they play a 4-3-3 with one CDM and two centre mids, very similar to how we were utilised at Inter Miami in our first season. There are some higher rated players than me at the club. There's Kirkju, an 85 rated Turkish centre mid. I'm sure you're, of course, very familiar with him. Then there's Barbosa, who's a 19-year-old, presumably Antonio Silva regen. Antonio Silva has now been sold by the club, but a pre-gen Andre Barbosa was created before he left. 84 rated. 83 rated Trubin in goal, although it looks like he's joining, weirdly, Atletico Madrid when the transfer window opens. We haven't yet advanced the 1 day to see players leave, so we're going to lose Trubin. Florentino is the go-to CDM at 83. Bar and Pavlidis are the go-to right-back and striker, so Pavlidis would be the man that starts up top through the middle every week. I am then the next highest-rated centre-mid, so it would be me, Kirkju and Florentino as the three central midfield players. Goalkeeper, though, would presumably, unless the manager brings in someone else, would then be Samuel Suarez, who is only 73 rated. At left back, it would be Alvaro Carreras, the former Man United guy. At centre back, there aren't many options at all, actually. It's obviously the Antonio Silva pre-gen at 84, and then a 32-year-old, 75 rated Samuel Umtiti, or a 38-year-old, retiring at the end of the season, Nicolas Otamendi, which obviously isn't good. Adrian Barami is the other centre-back at the club, 24-year-old Albanian, 70 rated. So centre-back, not great. Although, again, you'd hope that the manager would sign someone in the summer window. Bar is the go-to right-back. Then it'd be Florentino and myself and Kirkju. There is Alsnes at the club as well. So he's a decent backup, as well as Leandro Barrera Martins, so he too is decent. So there's some good squad depth in the central midfield areas. With regards to wide roles, there's Joao Mario, Jan-Niklas Bester and Karim Aktogolu as left mids. Whether they have left wings or right wings, though I haven't checked it. There's also a couple of other cams, Rollheiser and Rego. Right mid-wise, there's Angel Di Maria still here at the club and Gouveia as well. Bresciani's out on loan currently at Espanyol. Winger-wise, then there's Andreas Sheldrup at left wing as well as Enrique Pereira. So Andreas Sheldrup will start on the left-hand side of midfield. And it would be Angel Maria then at 78 rated or Gouveia, one of the two, because they're both 78 rated, that would start on the right-hand side at right wing. Unless maybe Rollheiser, because he's got right mid down as one of his positions. I'm not sure. Presumably Di Maria or Gouveia, though. And Sheldrup will start on the left. And yet, it's Pavlidis up top at striker. Although there is Artur Cabral here at the club as well. And then there's Enrique Rao, who's not very good. So, a 4-3-3 with some good players. Although, we're about to lose Trubin to Atletico. So that would need replacing, otherwise a poor goalkeeper at Benfica. But Champions League football at Benfica, of course, after they finished second in the Portuguese league last season. That's option 2 of 3. I'm not sure how much they paid for me. Does it say anywhere? It doesn't. We know that I'm on £45,000 a week. I don't know as there isn't a transfer history thing I can see anywhere. Is there? Does it say anywhere else in the news what they paid for me? No, just £45,000 a week deal, but no actual news of a fee at all, unfortunately. It would be lovely to have that sort of information, but alas, It is what it is. Right, that's one option, or two options technically. We're staying at Burnley. Your third option and final option, an alternative transfer option, is Atletico Madrid. That third option is Atletico Madrid. £84,000 a week is what they've offered me when we asked for 89,252, but obviously we got everything that we needed for Atleti organically. Didn't have to artificially do something that couldn't be done for this one. So Atletico Madrid is the option. 2-year deal there as well. £84,000 a week. Obviously bigger club, better finances, and the opportunity to play in a wonderful stadium. Although saying that, the Stadium of Light, Estadio de Luz in Benfica, is a very, very good ground as well. But the Wanda Metropolitano is pretty special in Spain. £84,000 a week at Atletico Madrid. Now, these guys play a 4-4-2. Just a straight flat 4-4-2 with two centre mids. And we know that they are in the Europa League next season. So they finished 5th in La Liga. Obviously would want to bounce back from that 5th spot to get Champions League football next year. If not, of course, challenge for the title in Spain. Title that was, I think, won by Real Madrid, if I recall correctly from what we did slightly earlier on. So Atleti, I'm anticipating, are going to have the strongest squad of the three options that are available to you. European-wise, it's actually a bit of an intermediary step. Benfica have the Champions League, but we haven't played in the Europa League or the Europa Conference League yet. So there is the potential to play in the Europa League first before getting to the Europa Conference League by playing at Atleti, if that is where you would like me to go. So presumably my renewal is just being the starting lineup, as it always is. Benfica is still currently the path club here, because obviously the other option is to move to Benfica. If we don't move to Benfica and you vote for Atleti, then we will look for an alternative path club, or we'll keep Benfica there if you would like me to keep Benfica there. That is going to be entirely up to you guys in the comments section. If you vote for me to move to Atleti or stay at Burnley, we'll either keep Benfica as our path club or change the path club. Our squad here at Atleti in a 4-4-2 sees Jan Oblak still in goal at 88 rated. Julian Alvarez at 87 rated up top. Lenormand at centre-back. It'll be Ousmane Dembele on the right. Maybe. It is just a maybe, because obviously it's a right mid and a left mid. So if they have right mids and left mids, then they're going to get the preference. Right back would be Molina. Then Christian Pulisic might well be the guy that starts at right mid, because he's got right mid as his positions, whereas Dembele doesn't. Up top, Domingo Reyes, 5'5", Argentinian striker. That will be a Julian Alvarez. Pre-gen. They do happen way too early in career mode this year, but a potential to be special. Argentinian striker that has striker and cam. So it looks like he would start up top alongside Julian Alvarez, actually. Conor Gallagher would be the go-to starter at centre mid. Esri Konsa at centre back. Lino on the left, for sure. They've got Bakayoko here as well. Yeremy Pino might be on the left because they're both 82 rated. Alexander Soroth will be a go-to alternative striker, probably the one that comes off the bench. Then it's me, probably, for the other centre mid spot. So I'd start alongside Conor Gallagher, I would imagine. So with regards the whole squad, Jan Oblak at 88 rated. Moldovan is the go-to backup. Then at left back would be Yorel Harto, definitively, because he's the only left back at the club. Centre back would be Esri Konsa and Robin Lenormand, because they're the two centre backs that are any good, and there's only 3 at the club, and there's only 1 right back. Seems to be something that we butt our heads against a lot of times in player career over the years, is that teams just don't have many defenders. So Harto, Konsa, Lenormand, Molina would be the back line. The centre mids, presumably, would be myself and Conor Gallagher, although alternatively there is Abansky, Tom Alamar, Saul still, as well as Artur Vermeeren and Javi Serrano. On the left, we imagine, will be Lino or Pino. And then alternative backups being David Meyer or Claudio Echeverri, who's a player I'm absolutely not familiar with at all, but looks like he might be half decent, actually. He's a bit bloody quick, is what he is. Then on the right-hand side, as we say, we anticipate it being probably Bakayoko, or no, probably Pulisic or Dembele. I imagine Pulisic, though, because there's no definitive out-and-out right mid at the club. Then Bakayoko is a third option. And up top, it would be Reyes and Alvarez with Sorloth as the backup, and also Simeone and Carlos Martin. So I would be starting in a 4-4-2 at Atleti at centre mid alongside Conor Gallagher. So I will put myself down as first choice for Atletico Madrid, as well as being first choice at Benfica, and obviously we're first choice at Burnley. So the poll is created. They are the three options for you: to stay at Burnley for a third season, for season 4 in this save; to move to Benfica in Portugal to play in the Champions League in a 4-3-3 and be first choice in the 11; or to move to Spain to Atletico Madrid to play in the Europa League and be first choice centre mid in a 4-4-2. They are your options. You can vote for as many as you wish. So if you want to vote for all three, then by all means vote for all three. If you want to vote for 2 of the 3 or just the one, then by all means vote for whichever ones you wish. But that is the link that will be in the description down below. That's the scenario at all 3 clubs. I will offer it to the live chat that are watching right now, and they'll have the opportunity to vote on this immediately, because they'll have watched me put all of the important stuff together and seen all of the behind the scenes, so they know the situation at the club as well. So live chat get the chance to vote in the moment. But for you guys in the YouTube comment section, now is your opportunity to vote. Where am I going in the player career? Am I going anywhere? Am I staying at Burnley? Am I going to Portugal? Or am I going to Spain? You have the say. Tomorrow there will be no player career mode video because I need to wait for your feedback and your voting. So there will be a Formula 1 video to come to you tomorrow, the Belgian Grand Prix at Spa. My player will return on Monday. Either still in a Burnley shirt on the thumbnail, or in fact I'll probably still be in a Burnley shirt on the thumbnail because I won't want to spoil it for you. But episode 1 of season 4 will be on Monday. But we don't know what club we'll be at. So let me know in the comment section which way you voted. Let me know if you would like a different target club to Benfica if you don't vote for Benfica. And if you do vote for Benfica, who do you think should be my target club for next season? Lots to be decided, and you guys get to decide it. That's all for me for now. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you in the next episode, in the next season.